Welcome again to Vintage Farmhouse Antiques and our YouTube demonstrations of some of the china and antiques that we come across and list for sale on the Vintage and Antiques website. And we're going to talk to you today and show you these two antique Blue Willow ironstone meat plates. They're unusual in a couple of ways. The first thing to point out is you don't very often find an exactly matched pair like this in such good condition. The reason for that is most of these sets of platters were made in graduated sets where you'd have a variety of different sizes. So they'd stack basically, and they would be sort of in around 1.5 to 2 inch different size variants. Now, to find two of the same size, same date with the same markings, and let me just show you the rather badly transfer printed mark on the back of this. We'll show you the one on the other one, which is much more clearly painted. A very early looking stone china banner mark with floral garlands and a central portion with a very old font type capital B with a blue crown above the base. And then impressed on both of them, we've got this either IL or 7-1 impress mark, which again, we've researched this thoroughly and really can't draw too much in terms of the manufacturer from that. Interestingly, on the base, fully glazed base, no combing on the base, very nice deep side structure, as you can see there if I get it into relief. The actual transfer of Blue Willow, some interesting and quite unique features on some elements of this that we'll run you over. I'm going to put this one down now and just run you through those different elements. Okay, the two birds, quite characteristic, early, curved, arched tails, and they're really quite nicely well decorated and drawn up. The borders, nothing too fancy about these standard willow borders really. There's nothing that really stands out. And then the temple design, again, nothing really too unique on these. 1, 2, 3, 4 branches on the main tree there, and on the island we've got 3 differential lines forming the island there. The boatman is interesting. We've never come across any depictions that we can identify from a manufacturer with that little curl coming out of the boatman's head. Never seen that before documented on any Blue Willow. And again, on the 3 people on the bridge, we've got, again, these curls on the back. Makes me think this could be from quite an early piece, but date range on this, from the shape, we're looking at a standard early mid 19th century serving platter or meat plate. The way it arches round, little indents, irregularity on the borders. There's a little bit of evidence, not on this one, but on the other one, that it's been in a plate rack at some time during its life. And I'm going to show you the marks on the other piece now, just so we can run you over that. But generally, there's not too much other than that unique boatman and the headpieces on the individuals to give us any clues. And we've broken this pattern down and taken graphics of the temple, the paths coming from the temple, the picket fencing, the hatching on the front aspects of the temple. All that's been broken down to try and identify the manufacturer of these pieces, and so far we've not been able to identify these to a specific factory. So back to the pair. You can see how beautifully these display. Let's have a look at this one, which is better marked than its sister. Again, 7-1 or IL marks here, but let's just have a look at this banner mark there. Now you can see the B with a tail coming off it. We've seen this mark assigned to Clementson Brothers, which we think is erroneous. We don't believe that is a Clementson Brother factory stamp. It's a far more discerned and well printed C, much bigger than the the little line coming off, which just looks like a tail from that bee. We've researched that mark extensively and can't assign it to any particular factory at this age. We've done everything we can, and we just don't think. The other thing to say about the CB mark that we've seen assigned, I think it was on an eBay listing out of the States, there's only ever evidence of the CB banner marks with that sort of design being used on porcelain china, and this is obviously not porcelain, this is ironstone. Again, 3 kiln marks on the base, nice patina on the base, absolutely as you'd expect it. This one, I think the rims are in excellent condition, and again there's no real evidence of this. I thought there was one little mark that suggested it may have been in a wire rack at some stage, and it hasn't. Identical features on this one, they're very much a pair, this, and that's what makes them so unusual. But the other thing to point out is just how good that glazed reflection is. Almost perfect condition. There's a few little knife marks on this, but generally, patina-wise, this is absolutely spot on. They came to us as a pair. I really hope and think they deserve to be sold and kept and displayed in a collection as a pair. We're not assigning a specific factory to the manufacturing. The date range from the shape and the pattern features and design we feel is between 1850 and at the latest 1890. They're absolutely beautiful as a pair for displaying, as you can see them here on a dresser collection of Blue Willow china, and as ironstone meat plates go, I don't think you'll find a better example or paired example of these platters anywhere available for sale. Quite a rare find. Now we're going to pop a link in the description that takes you back to the Vintage and Antiques website where these are going on sale. We are listing them initially as a pair for sale. We do ship internationally. We will package these extremely carefully to make sure that they get to you in extremely good condition and with no damage. And well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration. We don't always, despite all the research we do, and we've given you quite a few bits of guidance on how to identify Blue Willow unmarked china by breaking down the pattern design and trying to match it with previous listed pieces, and you don't always get a result. We've just got to accept that. With some of these pieces, you've just got to list them as date range. They're English, Staffordshire, 1850s to 1890s. Fine examples of Blue Willow ironstone transfer ware. Thanks for watching.